With the approach of the rains, the Akwa Ibom State Roads and Infrastructure Maintenance Agency, ACROMA, has been directed to utilize equipment acquired by the state government to keep rural roads in order. The chairman of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly Committee on Works and Transport, Mr. Doris Ritwen, gave the directives after a meeting he held with officials of the agency, led by the Director General, Dr. D.M. Udom. Mr. Ritwen, who said none of the equipment should be hired out without authorization, urged the agency to proceed on intensified rehabilitations of roads.
I want to appreciate the governor for the love he has for Akwa Ibom people, and we must all help Akwa Ibom people. So the equipment will be on the road, and wherever you see them, you see a big insignia of Akwa Ibom road maintenance, road and other infrastructural maintenance. That's my concern as the chairman of the Works Committee. We visited the site and inspected the equipment. Right now, what we intend to do is to put the equipment on the road and see how effective they can be.
The Director General of ACROMA, Dr. D.M. Udom, said the agency needed skilled manpower to man the equipment while finance continues to pose a serious threat. Dr. Udom also requested for the establishment of an asphalt plan for the agency to ensure that the interlinked roads to be handled by the agency are of good quality.
Most of the roads that were constructed by the past government are very standard roads. But we are talking of interlinked roads. Like the government will give some indigenous contract on road works. They don't meet that standard. They are seeing maybe like an Oka road and a Aron road. And we want every road that we are maintaining to be of the same standard.
The State Controller of Prisons, Mrs. Regina Akpan, has retired from service after the mandatory 35 years. At the pull-out ceremony, Governor Udom Emmanuel described Mrs. Akpan as diligent, committed and dedicated prison officer whose sound conduct to a world of emulation. The event, which took place at Uyo Township Stadium, attracted top government functionaries, service chiefs, family members, friends and associates of the retired Controller of Prisons. Etienne Ibara reports.
The retirement of the State Controller of Prisons, Mrs. Regina Akpan, which was received with mixed feelings by officers and men of the Nigerian Prison Service after she had served the mandatory 35 years, a river witnessed an elaborate ceremony, including slow step and quick steps parade mounted by the Nigerian Prison Service in her honor. The officers and men of the service trooped into the venue in their numbers from different formations to bid farewell to their boss.
This is the service 5 January 1988. The parade is quite close.
Speaking at the ceremony, Governor Udom Emmanuel said Mrs. Regina Akpan has brought improvement to bear in the discharge of her service in the prison service. Governor Emmanuel, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Said Tekamba Morin, described the retiree as a hard-working person whose services will still be needed by the government. He stressed the need for those on active service to always plan for their retirement, noting that early preparation prevents regrets. The governor saluted the ingenuity of Mrs. Akpan in writing and presenting 2 books centered on the next stage of life and frequently asked questions and answers about prisons in Nigeria to mark her retirement.
The government is aware that she has retired, but that she's not tired. And I'm certain that at the appropriate time, when our services in any area is most needed, that the government of this state will still look for her.
The chairman on the occasion, Sir Valentine Atta, commended the retiree for writing the books, noting that the next stage of life spelled out how successful retirement could be achieved. In her farewell address, the outgoing Controller of Prisons, Mrs. Regina Akpan, said she surmounted challenges to accomplish her tasks and thanked the state government, officers and men of the Nigerian Prison Service, as well as family members, for their support throughout her service year.
from 2014 till date, 2016, in April, that virus was still present. About 10 ago, I set out to achieve.
Mrs. Akpanu holds a doctorate degree in psychology, joined the Nigerian in 1982 and was commissioned as an assistant superintendent. She had worked in different parts of the country and state as a controller in 2014. Highlight of the ceremony was a symbolic pulling out of the retired controller of prisons by senior prisons officers.
The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Edeh, has stressed the need for parents to impart good moral values to their children at a tender age. Dr. Edeh, who made the call when the AKBC Children Ambassador paid her courtesy visit, said such moral values will play a major role in the child's upbringing. The Commissioner pointed out that a child must be properly groomed to become useful citizens. Dr. Edeh emphasized that what the child learns at home influences his behavior, and charged the Little Master and Miss AKBC to be good ambassador of AKBC since other children are looking up to them. She advised them to be part of the Children's Parliament and promised to support the activities of the group.
Willing to teach the children in the way of the Lord and the way that they will not disappoint the society in the future. It's not just like adult groups that you can have a group participation. Of course, adults, you can decide your own and they decide their own, because from 18 years the person can take his own decision. The children will have to groom them. That is why foundation matters a lot, and whatever you are teaching them, because you are the one grooming them.
Earlier, the manager of the AKBC Children Ambassador, Enobong Dan, while presenting the Little Master News AKBC to the Commissioner, said Children Ambassador is a platform that is giving our Kwabam children an opportunity to showcase their potentials. She said the Little Master News AKBC emerged during the AKBC Children's Celebration, which was held last December, an appeal for support from the Ministry in order to carry out the activities on the platform.
The purpose of our visit here is to inform you of the Ambassador Students' Celebration Week that is coming up soon, to officially request for your approval to use your name and your ministry as one of our sponsors during these activities.
More news after the break. Stay with us. Watching AKBC 4/5 AM News. Thanks for staying on with us. The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Edeh, her finance counterpart, Mr. Kanu Kun, and that of Transport, Prince Godwin Tode, have been honored by the Youth Presbytery of the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria. Samuel Ayara was there for AKBC News.
Conferring the award on recipients, the Presbytery moderator, Reverend Basi Umar, remarked that the church was satisfied with Dr. Edeth's inclination to teachings in the Bible, as evidenced in her commitment to making life better for people living with disability. Appreciating the presbyter for the gesture, the Women Affairs Commissioner expressed confidence in the church as a foremost formative unit and home for those in need of love and succor, while promising continued support for God's work. She also used the occasion to advocate better life for the less privileged members of the society.
As Christians, we should believe in God. God has not visited you today, God will visit you tomorrow because the grace administrative way everything comes from God. And I want to say that the persons with disabilities, I regard them as also human beings because I know even if they are disabled, some of them are very intelligent, some of them are very good.
Describing the theme, Sanctification for Empowerment, as apt, another awardee and State Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Akanokun, said it was in tune with government's mandate of ensuring spiritual, economic and social well-being of the people, and thanked the church for the honor done him.
The government of Akwa Ibom State, under the leadership of the Governor, His Excellency Udom Emmanuel, is founded on God. And that's why it's called a divine mandate. God, and I believe God that what this government has set us to achieve is going to be achieved so that our people will be empowered, there will be job creation, and there will be employment opportunities for the citizens.
The service, which brought to an end the 3-day convention of the church, also featured praise and worship as well as prayers, while the homilist, Apostle King Magnus, highlighted giving as the only guarantee for receiving.
The easiest way to take away or to avert every demonic sentence is sacrifice.
Present during the service was Prelate Emeritus, the Reverend Udo Ekpenyong, Chairman Christian Association of Nigeria Akwa Ibom State Chapter, Reverend Ndweso Ekwere, Chairman Christian Council of Nigeria Akwa Ibom State, the Reverend Israel Benson, Permanent Secretary, Government House, Pastor Umar Basi, and the Special Assistant to Governor on Political Matters, Barrister Ini Ememobo. Samuel Ayara reporting.
The Nigerian Police Force has advised owners of abandoned vehicles, motorcycles and household items spoiling its premises at the A, C and Etinan Division to visit the station with proof of ownership for collection. A statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Cordelia Nwari, said that all items not claimed within 14 days will be disposed through public auction. AKBC Television Newsroom is a place where visitors throng in on daily basis for various business transactions. But the situation was different when one of the visitors that came was in tears. His name is Ikpong Ubong Joseph from Etinan local government area. Akani Inopong takes the story from here.
Narrating his ordeal, Ikpong Ubong Joseph, a 32-year-old graduate from Ikorukpong, Mbioto 2 in Etinan local government area, said the growth appeared on the left side of his neck 5 years ago. A radiology report from the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, signed by Dr. Ife Chineke Uduma, described the abnormality as a neck mass with progressive growth, with lobulated septal enhancement, with the medical term Hodgkin lymphoma. In a referral note signed by Dr. Kufrom of the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Ikpong Ubong Joseph, a 2011 graduate of Food Science and Technology from the University of Uyo, needs the sum of 15 million naira for a surgical excision in Vikram Hospital, Bangalore, India. According to the referral, the treatment plan will last for 8 months in the Indian hospital. Ms. Ikpong Ubong Joseph therefore appeals to the state government and public-spirited individuals to come to his aid.
I was not born this way. 5 years ago, I discovered this growth on my head. An attempt has been made in the year 2011, but it failed. And now I'm being referred to an hospital in India called Vikram, and I need 15 million naira for the surgery. Please, I'm using this medium to appeal to the public and also the government to help me out, because I don't want to die.
Your contributions can reach him through the First Bank account number 310-2539-306, 310-2539-306. You can also reach Ikpong Ubong Joseph on 0803-288-4446, 0803-288-4446, or the Director News and Current Affairs, AKBC.
The federal government to carry out legal reform to address the challenges posed by some outdated electoral laws. And Libya's unrecognized government based in the country's capital concedes to the UN's unity-backed government. These and other stories in a national and foreign news segment with Mercy Ekere.
The federal government will soon unveil plans for a major reform of the nation's electoral laws. According to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Salami, SAN, the administration intends to carry out a comprehensive legal reform to address the challenges posed by some of our outdated electoral laws. The Attorney General identified as top priority a solid foundation for sustainable reform of the judicial sector where rule of law takes preeminence and amendment of the Electoral Act and other laws in order to empower INEC and other similar bodies to deal with perpetrators of serious offenses. The Nigerian Army has said that the rescue operations carried out within the past 6 weeks has had at least 11,595 civilians held at various enclaves of Boko Haram